Alright, what is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? I wanted to come to you guys with my AEW review from last night. So let's jump right into the show. We had the Young Bucks versus Top Flight in a tag team match to start off the show last night for AEW. I thought this was a really good tag team match between the Young Bucks and Top Flight last night on AEW. I thought this tag team match was pretty interesting. It was something new. It was something fresh that we've never seen, and it was a really good match. I liked it. It had great wrestling. These two tag teams put on a good wrestling tag team match last night. I thought this tag team match was very interesting to watch. I thought it was a very interesting tag team match. It was something fresh. It was something new. I enjoyed it, man. These two tag teams went out and had a pretty damn good tag team match last night to start off the show for AEW between the Young Bucks and Top Flight. These guys were absolutely awesome last night to start off the show for AEW, man. This was a very, very damn good tag team match to start off the show, man. These two tag teams went out there and left it all in the ring last night and put on a great tag team match. This was a very, very good tag team match. It had me interested. It kept me watching. I continued to watch. This match kept my attention for the most part. This match was a very entertaining tag team match. It was entertaining all throughout the match. I thought these two tag teams left it all in the ring last night and had a very, very damn good tag team match, man. This was a really, really good tag team match. I was surprised, man. I mean, the Young Bucks tore it up last night with Top Flight last night on AEW. The Young Bucks and Top Flight tore it up last night in the ring, man. These two tag teams absolutely went out and left it all in the ring and absolutely tore it up and had a very, very good tag team match, man. This tag team match was interesting. It was easy to follow. I mean, the storytelling between these two tag teams was there. This tag team match was really, really good. I enjoyed it, man. It kept my attention. It kept me interested. I mean, these two tag teams left it all in the ring last night and had a really, really good tag team match. This was probably one of the best tag team matches that AEW has ever had. I mean, I would love to see these two tag teams face off again because these two tag teams have good chemistry in the ring together. They put on great wrestling matches. This was a really, really good wrestling tag team match last night between the Young Bucks and Top Flight to start off the show on AEW last night in a tag team match. This tag team match was very, very fun to watch, very entertaining. It kept my attention. It was interesting to watch. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was a fun match. It kept me entertained. It kept me interested. And these two tag teams absolutely tore it up last night on AEW. And Top Flight and the Young Bucks did a great job last night in this tag team match. This was probably one of the best tag team matches on AEW that AEW has ever had, and the Young Bucks ended up picking up the win over Top Flight in a very, very, very good tag team match last night on AEW. Now, let's get into Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian. This was a pretty decent match between Orange Cassidy and Kip Sabian last night on AEW. This was a pretty decent one-on-one match between Kip Sabian and Orange Cassidy. This match was alright. I thought it was an alright match. It didn't really do much for me. I'm not really interested in Orange Cassidy all that much. Orange Cassidy really doesn't interest me a whole lot, but his matches are somewhat entertaining. These matches are somewhat fun to watch, but this match, it was just all right. I enjoyed it for what it was. to be a one-on-one match last night on AEW between Orange Cassidy and Kip Sabian. I thought this match I thought this match was decent. I thought it was an alright match to be a one-on-one match last night between Orange Cassidy and Kip Sabian last night on AEW. These two men went out and put on a decent one-on-one match against each other last night on AEW. This match was really decent. I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't nothing to really write home about, but it was just a decent one-on-one men's match last night on AEW between Orange Cassidy and Kip Sabian, and Orange Cassidy ended up picking up the win over Kip Sabian. And then we had the second best match. Then we had the second best match of the night: Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa. This was the second best match of the night last night on AEW between Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. This was a really, really good women's match, man. This was the second best match of the night last night on AEW, in my opinion, between Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa. This was a really, really good women's match between these two women, man. These two women went out in the second best. These two women had the second best match of the night last night on AEW. Serena Deeb looked good in the ring. Thunder Rosa looked good as well. I mean, these two women had a really, really good match last night in the second best match of the night last night on AEW, and a really, really good women's match, man. Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa absolutely tore it up, man. These two women absolutely left it in the ring, man. These two women had a really, really good match for a women's match last night on AEW between Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa. These two women absolutely had a very, very good one-on-one women's match last night on AEW. This women's match was very interesting to watch. This kept my attention. It kept me interested. This was a very, very good women's match last night on AEW between Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's Championship. This was a really, really good championship match last night between Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's Championship last night on AEW. This was the second best match of the night, in my opinion, last night on AEW. This was a really, really good women's match. This match was fun to watch, man. These two women left it all in the ring last night, and Thunder Rosa ended up Serena Deeb ended up Serena Deeb ended up picking up the win over Thunder Rosa due to interference from Britt Baker. The first best match of the night was the Young Bucks and Top Flight. That was the first best match of the night. The first best match of the night was the Young Bucks versus Top Flight. That was the first best match of the night. But Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa was the second best women's match of the night last night on AEW. And then we had the main event, which was Starks and Brian Cage versus Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin. This was a pretty decent main event with Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin versus Starks and Brian Cage. This was an alright main event last night on AEW. It really didn't do much for me, but it was an alright main event. I thought it was alright. I thought it was decent enough to be the main event last night on AEW. This match was pretty decent for a tag team match, I guess, if you want to say that. It was decent. It was alright for what it was. I really wasn't interested in it all that much. It didn't really do anything for me. It was just a decent enough get me over tag team match to be alright for the main event last night on AEW. These two tag teams did pretty decent. It was a decent tag team match, I'll say that. It was decent enough to be the main event last night for AEW. This was a really decent main event. I mean, it was all right for what it was. I mean, it wasn't nothing to really write home about, but it was just decent enough to be a get me over tag team match last night in the main event of AEW with Starks and Brian Cage versus Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin. This was an all right main event. I didn't really think much of it, but it was a decent main event for to it was a decent main event to be an all right tag team match. It was just a get me over tag team match, nothing really all that special, but it was a really decent main event. And Brian Cage and Starks ended up picking up the win over Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes. So I'm gonna give AEW a 2 out of 10. The Young Bucks versus Top Flight was really really good, and the women's match between Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb was really 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 good. So I'm gonna give AEW a 2 out of 10. If you guys like this AEW review, hit that. If you guys like this AEW review, hit that thumbs up. It helps my YouTube channel in the YouTube algorithm. You guys make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell and become part of the notification gang here on the channel. And guys, thank you guys for watching this AEW review. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoy bringing it to you guys today. Hope you guys have a great Thursday. I love you guys. Hope you guys have the great rest of your week. And I will see you guys back here for the Friday Night SmackDown review tomorrow night. So you guys have a good one. Your boy is out. I love you guys. Much love. You guys have a great week. Stay safe. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night for the SmackDown Live review. And until then, you guys have a good one. Your boy's out, man. Peace.